We have seen the properties of the eigenvalues, right? So eigenvalues can be 0, but in the equation Ax equal to lambda x, the vector x bar is always a non-zero vector, and that is called as the eigenvector, right? Lambda scalar is the eigenvalue and x bar is vector is the eigenvector. Then we have seen various properties of eigenvalues given a matrix. The eigenvalues summation, if you take, then that comes out to be the trace of the matrix. Then product of eigenvalues is determinant of the matrix. So these two conditions help you to verify whether your values for characteristic equation roots are correct or not, right? This gives you the judgment. Then the rest of the properties are there in front of you. Just go through them. For A inverse, the eigenvalues are again reciprocal of the eigenvalues of A, provided the matrix A is non-singular, that is its determinant is non-zero. If you are taking power of a matrix, then it is nothing but eigenvalues of the power of the matrix are nothing but the powers of the given matrix eigenvalues. For example, if A has eigenvalues lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda n, then A raised to m has eigenvalues lambda 1 raised to m, lambda 2 raised to m, etc. Right? Then A and A transpose both have same eigenvalues, and A inverse exists if and only if the eigenvalues are non-zero. Okay, then properties of eigenvector. As you already know, eigenvector is always non-zero. If the eigenvalues are different, students concentrate on this. If eigenvalues are different or distinct, then the corresponding eigenvectors are linearly independent. Okay, and if you have two different eigenvalues, then you will never have the same eigenvector for both. That is the same statement I am repeating in a different language. Okay. Yeah, and one more last property, we may discuss it again in our next topic. Eigenvectors corresponding to different eigenvalues of a symmetric matrix are always orthogonal to each other. Okay, orthogonal means if you take the product of the two, say x1 and x2 are the eigenvectors, take the product of x1 transpose with x2, and that product will come out to be 0. Okay, that is the meaning of the vectors are orthogonal. Right, so this is what we have seen. Then we discussed example, so many examples last time. So just go through the equation, characteristic equation. It is lambda cube minus s1 lambda square plus s2 lambda minus determinant of A equal to 0, right? Then one interesting property of triangular matrix also we have seen. If a matrix is triangular, then its diagonal elements are nothing but the eigenvalues. So in that case, you don't have to find S1, S2 or determinant. You can get the answer directly. Then the procedure for finding eigenvector also we have seen. So in order to find the eigenvector, we have seen two techniques, either by our regular row reduction method or by Cramer's rule, and we all observed that Cramer's rule gives us the answer easily. So we solved the examples using the Cramer's rule only. Okay. So in our examples, in few examples, the eigenvalues value was repeated. So there we observed that if the eigenvalue is repeated, then there can be two different eigenvectors or there can be only one eigenvector, right? So just have a look on it. Hopefully everyone has completed the notebook. Anytime during the tutorial, I'll ask you to show the pages of your notebook, handwritten notebook, right? Notes are very much essential with you. Okay. So this is what so far we have discussed. And if this base is clear to all, right? If this base is clear to all, yeah, this is an example of triangular matrix. If you remember, we wrote one remark there or note there that the matrix is triangular, so diagonal elements are the eigenvalues. So it saves your time, right? So whatever we have revised today, all those things are required for our next topic. Okay. We solved one 2 by 2 matrix also. And our last topic was the Cayley-Hamilton theorem, which you practiced during your session, tutorial session, right? So today we'll start with the next topic, matrix diagonalization. Name of the topic is matrix diagonalization. Okay. See students, now why to diagonalize a matrix? If we know that matrices are useful in many calculations, computers can understand the language of matrices. Okay. So all these computations involving matrices, they become easy if the given matrix is in diagonal form. Diagonal form means what? There are entries on the diagonal, right? So multiplication of the matrices becomes easy in that case, and therefore this diagonalization of matrices is a topic of interest, right? Now, where you find applications to this concept, this is useful in finding, means if you want to find higher power of a matrix, then you can use it. See, on calculator, you might have got a square, a cube directly, right? But if you need, due to some or the other reason, very higher power of a matrix, then direct calculation will, with the help of calculator also, will take a lot of time, right? So if you reduce the matrix to a diagonal form, then this calculation can be done very easily. Then you have studied so many analytic functions such as the exponential function, trigonometric functions, say sine, cos, or different algebraic functions. So all these functions can be defined for the matrices if you uh, can diagonalize those matrices and write it in a similar form. Okay. So before defining the matrix diagonalization, what we mean by that, let us see what is meaning of similar matrices. Similar matrices. What we mean by similar matrices. So a matrix A is said to be, you can write in your notebook along with me, similar to matrix B. Matrix A is said to be similar to matrix B if there exists a non-singular matrix P there exists a non-singular matrix P such that B equal to P inverse AP. Okay, so matrix A is said to be similar to matrix B if B is equal to P inverse AP. Since you are multiplying by P inverse from the left hand side, this matrix P should be non-singular, right? So now they are similar means what? One property we can definitely discuss here. So if two matrices say A and B are similar, then they have same eigenvalues, right? So this statement you should know. If A and B are two similar matrices, then they have the same eigenvalues. Okay. Now see, just now I told you that diagonal matrices are of very much importance because they are easy for calculations, right? Just a minute, students. How the students are going in waiting room, don't leave the meeting in between. Okay, am I audible, student? Please answer in the chat box. Okay, okay. Got your reply. So A and B are two similar matrices, then they have the same eigenvalues. Now see, due to this property, if you want to study certain characteristic of a matrix, then or you have to apply certain operations on that matrix, it is good to use the similar form. Okay, Pratik. Okay. So it is good to use the similar form which is in diagonal form, right? So this diagonalization, now how to do that we'll discuss. So first of all, let me explain you what is meaning of diagonalization, right? So write down that definition also. A matrix n by n matrix A n by n is said to be diagonalizable if it is similar to a diagonal matrix. Okay, if it is similar to a diagonal matrix, that is, A is diagonalizable if there exists a non-singular matrix. There exists a non-singular matrix P such that your matrix A with P inverse and P, that is P inverse AP equal to D, right? So if P inverse AP equal to D, we say that matrix A is diagonalizable, right? That is, A is similar to the diagonal matrix D. Now there is a condition, right? What is that condition? So this condition is the sufficient condition for the matrix is to be diagonalizable, right? So one necessary and sufficient condition is also there. That will write theorem. A matrix is diagonalizable if and only if the eigenvectors, if and only if the eigenvectors are, if and only if all its eigenvectors are linearly independent. All its eigenvectors are linearly independent. Okay. Now, what we know about the eigenvectors independency, whenever the eigenvalues are distinct, then the eigenvectors are linearly independent. So you can say that a matrix is diagonalizable if and only if the eigenvalues are distinct, right? So this is a sufficient condition. Students try to understand the meaning of this sufficient condition. Square matrix A of order n cross n is just a minute. So square matrix A, if a square matrix A of order n by n has n distinct eigenvalues, then it is diagonalizable. So see students, if eigenvalues are different, definitely the eigenvectors will be linearly independent, and then in that case definitely the matrix will be diagonalizable. Suppose some eigenvalue is repeated, we know that either the eigenvectors will be independent or there may be same eigenvector for the repeated eigenvalue. If you remember, in one example, we were having the 3 eigenvalues, 5, 1, 1, right? And in that example, we got only 2 eigenvectors. In another example, we were having repeated eigenvalue, but we got 3 eigenvectors. So anything may happen depending on the matrix, how the matrix is, right? So if there are 3 independent eigenvectors, yes, diagonalization is possible. And what assures you that there definitely will be independent eigenvectors? The distinct eigenvalues, right? So whenever the eigenvalues are distinct, certainly it will be diagonalizable. If eigenvalues are repeated, in certain cases it may be diagonalizable, right? And if it is sure that the eigenvectors are independent, then it is always diagonalizable, right? Now you don't have to worry about how to check these properties, etc. In examples, you'll come to know whether we are going to get the diagonalizable matrix or not. That is what we are going to discuss in our example. Okay. So one example I can give you for this explanation. If I give you A matrix as the identity matrix, right? A is the identity matrix. What are eigenvalues of A? What are eigenvalues of A? Can anybody tell me what are eigenvalues of the identity matrix? Yes, Prathamesh, Vaidya, correct. Somnath, it's correct. What are the eigenvalues of the identity matrix? Barole, it is correct. See, same students every time are answering. All should try. What are the eigenvalues of the identity matrix? Yes, Yash, Mahesh, it is correct. Sagar, correct. Yes, Sanket, yes, Aditya. Eigenvalues of the identity matrix are 1, 1, 1. All are repeated, right? So here we have the repeated eigenvalues and matrix I. Now, what is your identity matrix? I have taken the identity of order 3 by 3. Isn't it itself a diagonal matrix? Give your answer in the chat box. Isn't it itself a diagonal matrix? Yes, right? What are the eigenvectors of the identity matrix? The eigenvectors are, see, the first eigenvector is 1, 0, 0. The second eigenvector is 0, 1, 0. The third eigenvector is 0, 0, 1, right? So you have the 3 eigenvectors. This is the eigenvector corresponding to this one. This is the eigenvector corresponding to this one. This is the eigenvector corresponding to the third one, right? So there are distinct eigenvalues. Therefore, the matrix itself is in the diagonal form, isn't it? So eigenvalues are not different, but still it is diagonalizable because it is itself a diagonal matrix, isn't it? Is it clear to you all? So if you have repeated eigenvalues, then also it is possible that the matrix is diagonalizable. But you cannot be sure, right? You cannot immediately tell that yes, it is diagonalizable. You will have to check certain conditions. But in which case, without thinking a lot, you can immediately say that yes, the matrix is diagonalizable. If all the 3 eigenvalues are distinct, you don't have to think a lot. You can immediately say that the matrix is diagonalizable. Is it okay? So whatever I have explained to you just now, the last statement, everybody will type it in the chat box in short. If eigenvalues are different, then matrix is diagonalizable. Sanket is asking if matrix is upper triangular, is it diagonalizable or not? Sanket, the same thing. If the eigenvalues are distinct, certainly it will be diagonalizable. But if they are not distinct, then you need to find the eigenvectors. If suppose there are repeated eigenvalues, then you need to check whether there are different eigenvectors or not.